They say that only God can create something new, but it seems he's not the only one. Here are some mind-blowing facts you won't learn anywhere else. Emperor penguins have evolved so much that they can now successfully breed in Antarctica. Their adaptability has no limits. In August of 2021, this Russian guy decided to walk across the Baltic Sea to demonstrate his idea of an innovative way to transport goods, but he never made it. While he was halfway through, the police arrested him for illegal border crossing into Sweden. That's why when you're going to commit a stupid act, do some research first. Why don't scientists know how long human skin can withstand re-entry temperatures? In 1960, Alan Shepard became the first American to reach space, orbiting Earth for 15 minutes aboard his Freedom 7 spacecraft. During re-entry, his body experienced temperatures as high as 3,400 degrees Fahrenheit. It's hot. NASA would like to change that by sending people into space wearing nothing but a spacesuit. What do you think? Would you participate in such an experiment? Tell us in the comments. And while we wait for volunteers, here's another interesting fact. The invention of the toilet was a genuine breakthrough in human history. But did you know that the flushing system of toilets is often the cause of plumbing failures? If your toilet overflows, do unpanic because it is not going to happen if you replace the old and worn-out plumbing parts with new ones. Fortunately, our online store provides a wide range of high-quality replacement parts for all types of plumbing systems, including those for toilets. And we ship fast directly from the USA and worldwide. Our website offers a user-friendly experience and secure payment options, making it easy and convenient for you to find exactly what you need. So don't let plumbing issues ruin your day. Visit our website today and keep your toilet and other plumbing fixtures in top condition. Thanks for watching. Even after humans invented the parachute, it was still useless until a monkey figured out how to use it. George Pullman, an American inventor and industrial designer, had the idea of designing a parachute for animals. The first test of his invention took place in 1860, when a cat was dropped from a hot air balloon at an altitude of 150 feet. The animal managed to descend safely. However, a dog didn't have that much luck. It jumped off with a parachute along with its owner, but the harness broke and the poor dog died. The first successful parachute jump with a monkey is said to have taken place in 1881. But there is a problem with this story. There's no photographic evidence, only a drawing. Perhaps it's time to send a monkey into space. What do you think? One thing we have a lot of pictures of is the Tunguska event. It was the most powerful explosion in recent history, but what caused it remains a mystery. On June 30th, 1908, over the Tunguska region in Siberia, there was a gigantic explosion, equivalent to 10 to 12 megatons of TNT, which is comparable to the power of more than 300 Hiroshima atomic bombs. The shockwave knocked down trees and shattered windows within a radius of 200 miles. But despite the destructive force, there wasn't even a crater left behind. Scientists believe that the explosion could have been caused by the fall of a meteor or comet, but according to other sources, it was just a regular meteorite that burned up in the atmosphere. But then why did it explode? Some experts believe that inside the meteorite was a container full of radioactive elements that were stolen from a secret government laboratory. Anyway, this incident became the reason for the forced resettlement of several local villages. Okay, I hope that the next fact will cheer you up a little. Did you know that there was a real-life Snow White? Her name was Elizabeth Hodel, and she worked as a maid in a wealthy family. Once her boss's wife asked her to bring an apple from the garden, but Elizabeth was too lazy to get up from her chair. So she went to the kitchen window and, taking advantage of the ladder, leaning against the wall, climbed onto the windowsill. Suddenly, the apple fell right into her hand. Then, Elizabeth peeled the fruit and ate it without even washing it. Shortly after, she felt unwell and soon went into a death-like sleep. Luckily, the doctor who was invited to see her arrived in time and pumped the stomach contents out of the woman. As it turned out, the apple simply contained traces of cyanide, but that wasn't enough to kill her. Who knows what might have happened if the doctor hadn't shown up in time? Maybe it was the evil stepmother. By the way, the first kiss isn't as romantic as it may seem. It usually happens between a mother and her child. And it's not uncommon for parents to teach their kids the art of kissing. For example, ancient Thebes used to appoint special instructors to teach young men how to kiss. The main goal was to find the most advantageous position for the kiss. Most likely, these instructors weren't hired for simple jobs. And besides, if you want to be good at something, you need to practice. One scientist who clearly understood the importance of practice was Edward Jenner, the man who invented the world's first vaccine. But before he invented the vaccine, he needed to convince everyone that the theory itself wasn't ridiculous. In order to prove that smallpox could be transmitted through cowpox, Jenner inoculated his assistant with cowpox. However, later, the scientist realized that he had chosen the wrong assistant. It was his son, and he did it without his wife's permission. When she found out, she almost killed him. But Jenner still managed to perform the experiment, and it changed the world. And all because one person didn't give up. A similar thing happened with another great scientist, Marie Curie. She was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, and the only person to win it twice in two different scientific fields. But sometimes her experiments didn't go as planned. To investigate the effects of radiation, Marie Curie placed a piece of radium in her pocket and spent a whole day in that state. But instead of discovering something new, she got a severe radium burn in her skin. This discovery ruined the scientist's career and eventually led to her death. But even dying, Marie Curie continued to share her knowledge, creating an institute named after her in Paris. And although she failed to see how far her inventions would take us, the physicist Richard Feynman had no such problems. His last prediction came true exactly 50 years after he made it. In 1965, Feynman predicted the existence of a particle called the top quark, which was confirmed by the Large Hadron Collider just recently. The scientist was also sure that there must be other particles besides quarks and leptons that could become building blocks of matter. His idea resulted in the creation of a new fundamental interaction called strong nuclear force. And in 2022, Feynman's prediction was fully confirmed when the top quark was found. Speaking of new discoveries, check out the next video and you'll find out how big our universe really is.